Hello, welcome back to Mama's Kitchen. Today I'm going to cook another good recipe with the Thermomix. So stay tuned and watch this. So what have we got today? Just go into my recently cooked and I'm going to pick it up from there. So what we're cooking today is called the chicken breast Pizzola. And I'll quickly take you through this. So first of all, we get into the recipe. We're going to restart the recipe. We start cooking and it tells us to actually set the veroma dish into position. Okay, and this is going to ask us to put in some chicken fillet, which you can see I've got here in the veroma. And so this is just to weigh the chicken, which I've already done. And it's we're using about 800 grams of chicken breast. So as you know, the Thermomix actually has an inbuilt scale in it, so it does weigh our ingredients and food for us. And so we don't need to buy another scale or have another scale once you have the Thermomix. So with that in there, we just follow on. It tells us to season it with some black pepper and salt, which I have already done here. I've put some black pepper in this and I've put some salt in order to save us some time. And the next thing it tells us to actually use cheese. So you can use Edam cheese or you can use a semi-hard cheese. So I've chosen to use mild white cheddar cheese. That's what I have chosen to use. So we got the cheddar cheese here and I'm going to just cut about 200 grams of it. And as you know, we do have our scale to weigh this. So I'm just going to place that on top of the cover and that's going to weigh it. So we have here about 160. Just going to add a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, I think now we sort of got over. Okay, that's perfect. We got 202 and that's perfect. So that's our cheddar cheese. And we just get that out, put away. Then it says to... So we're going to enter this into the mixing bowl. Just cut it into about 4 pieces and we just throw it in the mixing bowl. Don't forget always to cover your mixing bowl with your measuring cup. So with that in place, let's see what next. It says for 5 seconds, we're going to turn the speed to speed 5 in order to grate the cheese. And as the Thermomix works, it's already advised you below to redo the 5 seconds again if not got the required rating. So as you can see, it's cut them, but we need it a little bit more, so we are able to prolong this. In order to prolong this, we just come back one step back and turn it into 5 again, and let's see what we have here. Perfect. So this is much better. That looks much better. So with the flexible spatula that we have, I'm just going to put the grated cheese into a bowl and then we set that aside. Just as we got that. That looks perfect. Perfect. That's it. And then we put the bowl back. So we got our cheese done here. Just as I've done now, it says to transfer it. So just as you know, this takes you step by step through whatever you are cooking, and it does tell you even when you need to pour it or when you need to, whatever you need to do, it will take you through step by step. So it's telling us to actually preheat the oven to 200 So which I'm just about to do now. It's always easier when you have a fan oven. So just that, we put that on 200, and the next thing to do is to put in 30 grams of olive oil. So I'm just going to weigh that. 30 grams of olive oil. I think we did have a little bit more, so we can just pour some of that out. Let's we can sort of start again. Just get the right amount. Sometimes if it's 1 or 2 more, it's fine, but if it's a little, then it's sort of small. So that's fine. We got about 35 there. That's okay. So we go with that. And next, it says 150 grams of onion. Let's see, got some onions already peeled here, as you can see. Always remember to tear your scale in order to get your right. Okay, that's 103. Okay, and that's just 145. I think I'll just do with that. It's fine. Okay, so 2 garlic cloves, and we're going to insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. And next, so it tells us for 5 seconds we're going to put the speed selector to 5, and that's just going to chop that. So it's done. So click next. So it says keep measuring cup inserted. So it's going to tell us what next to do. You can see that that's all chopped within 5 seconds. So next now is telling us this to put on 5 minutes on 120 degrees and on speed 1. So just speed 1, and this is sauteing. So the Thermomix would always tell you what it's doing. So this time it's just sauteing, and it's going to saute for 5 minutes. So it's just sauteing, and we've got a few seconds for us to see what we've got there. You can already smell the aroma of the garlic and the onion. And on the Thermomix, once you're sort of using it to saute or do some cooking, it does tell you when it's cooling down just at the end of it. So there, see all the steam coming out? There we go. Okay, so let's show you this. It's all sauteed nicely. So we go to the next button, and it asks us to put 600 grams of chopped tomatoes, canned or fresh. So I'm going to use, I've got here 400 grams of tomato. This is chopped. I'm going to actually add some few fresh ones just to make it nicer. So I'm just going to put that in. Got that. So that's 372. I just love the taste of fresh tomatoes in my food. So we'll use the rest of that to make up the 600 grams that we need. Okay. So there we go, and it's asking us to actually add vegetable stock. So here we can use the vegetable stock paste, which is made out of the Thermomix. For those who have watched some of my videos, you would have seen me using that. So we can put a bit of that in, and we can put a little bit of our jumbo aroma, just a tiny bit, to just make it nicer. So then next is asking us to add a tablespoon of sugar, and that's 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay, we got that. and it tells us to actually set the veroma into position. So this time we're going to take the measuring cup out of the lid, and we're going to place our veroma with the chicken inside, seasoned with black pepper and salt, and that's going on this. We'll put that into position, and that's going to be cooked for 25 minutes. Right, as you do this, you could at the same time, remember in my previous videos you've seen there's three, we can do a 3-tier cooking, so which is what we're going to do now. So we're going to put this soup is going to cook in the mixing bowl while we have our veroma on there with the chicken, and you can now have some vegetables here, which I'm just going to put here. So we can have our vegetables here. So I've got some nice broccoli, yeah, and carrots, and we can place that up on the veroma, and this is going to give us our 3-tier cooking, as you can see, and that is going to be on speed 1 for 25 minutes on veroma. Stay tuned. So there we go. After 25 minutes, let's see what we've got here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Let's show you the vegetables. There. It's all done. Ready to go. So let's see what it says next to do. Yeah, so we place the chicken breast in a baking dish. In the meantime, we would have to rest this. So there we got that there. So we're just going to sit these lovely vegetables over here while we get the chicken into our tray, the dish test. In the meantime, I'm just going to braise that a little bit. Okay, so you can see the chicken there. All the chicken is nicely cooked, well cooked. You can see that it's well cooked. So I've got the chicken here in the baking tray, and I can put this one back into this. Right. So this is all nicely cooked. The chicken is nicely cooked. There we go. So it says we should cover the tomato sauce and the reserved grated cheese on the chicken. So that's just what we're going to do now. So we're going to put the tomato sauce. You can see it's all done. Can you see that? So we're going to put the tomato sauce here. Oh, this is really looking nice. And I'm sure it's going to taste nice. There we go. So we got all the chicken in the tomato sauce. And now we're going to sprinkle our cheese that was grated. I'm going to sprinkle that on top of the chicken, nicely on top of the chicken. There we go. Beautiful. And we're going to put some oregano, sprinkle some oregano on it. And with our oven ready, this is going into the oven straight away. So remember, we did put the oven on earlier at the beginning. So there we go, all that done with the oregano on and the chicken and the cheese. And that's all going into the oven. And let's see what it says here. So it says for 10 minutes. So we're doing this for 10 minutes. I'm just going to set this to 10. Okay, 10 1 minute. And we're going to serve hot. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, I'm just going to go through the next recipe, which is mashed potato. So we're gonna have this with mashed potato and the vegetables. That's what we're gonna serve this with today. So we're just going, in order to do that, we will have to wash the mixing bowl. So which I'm going to do now. And as you know, we can always pre-wash our mixing bowl. So I'm just going to pre-wash that in a minute. It's really good. The MPD spray helps too. So there we're going to pre-clean, and you know the pre-clean mode is there. So you just put it on pre-clean, and because this was all-purpose, because you have some the all-purpose, if you had any brown bottom, or if you made a dough from the jar, you could, or the mixing bowl, you could put it on dough. But then this is, we made a soup inside the mixing bowl, so we could put that to all purpose. And sometimes you could put it on fats and oils, and so it has 4 different modes for you to put in, which is perfect. So once we've done that, we're just going to go ahead with the mashed potato. So once you pre-clean the mixing bowl, it's ready to use. You just need to wash it, and that's it. So we are good to go now. So next we're going to go onto the mashed potato. And since this have recently cooked, you can always go on your Thermomix, go on recently cooked, and you can just pick that very easily. And it says restart or resume, and you just press restart. So there we're going to start cooking that. And let's see. Okay, so here it says we should put in the whisk. We need the whisk, and this is the butterfly whisk. So this you can always use for soups. You can use it for creams, butter creams, and things, and sometimes some bakings. It's very, very good, and we're going to use it for the mashed potato. So I'm going to apply the butterfly whisk on the blade and see it stays in place. And next it says we need 1,000 grams of floury potatoes. This is all peeled, as you can see, and I'm just going to drop them in. Remember, we always have our ingredients scale in the Thermomix, so that is a very good app that we got in there. It's really good. So it tells us to put a teaspoon of salt. So we're just going to put a little bit of salt. 350 milk. Again, this way. So isn't it amazing? You just pour everything into this, and you don't have to weigh them separately. And it just goes in there. That's it. And we have without the measuring cup. So it's telling you without the measuring cup. So it's saying without the measuring cup, we should put the lid on. So there. And this is going to cook for 30 minutes on 95 degrees on speed 1. So 30 minutes on 95 on speed 1, and we will see the amazing mashed potato this amazing tool is going to give to us. So here now, let's see what we have next. So it says we should add some butter. So you can see that's cooked nicely. So we need to add some butter, and that's about 30 grams of butter. So we need 30 grams of butter. Let's see. Don't forget to tear the scale. We need 30 grams. Okay, that's just a little bit too much, so we can just a little bit. Oh, that's good. That is good. That's 30 grams. So this again, You can always control what you put into your food. If with the recipe, if you don't want too much salt, you can cut it down. If you don't want too much sugar, you can cut it down. If you don't want too much butter, you can cut it down. That's one of the good advantages of having a Thermomix. Right, so let's see what next. It says we can put 1 to 2 pinches of nutmeg. I love nutmeg. Don't know about you, but I love nutmeg. So just 1 to 2 pinch, and that's it. And next, so it says insert the measuring cup. So this time we need the measuring cup. You know, while we were cooking, the measuring cup was not there. So now we're putting the measuring cup. And then it says for 30 seconds, we should put the speed selector to 3. So we're just going to put that to 3. And let's see what that does now. So now let's see. Well, oh, wow. This is amazing. Machine actually makes a lovely fluffy potatoes. This is fluffy mashed potatoes. Oh, look at that. Very nicely made. So again, you just need to check if all the potatoes is mashed, and if not, you can always go back again. So then I'm just going to put it once more because I want it a little bit smoother. So we're just going to do that for another 30 seconds. And so that is on 3, and we'll see how that comes out. So here we go. Let's see what we have. There we go. So you got your fluffy mash now. And let's see what it says next. It says to remove the butterfly whisk. So we take that off. And that's going to have the mash here. This is really amazing. You should try this. It's very, very nice. So once we've removed the whisk, and you press the next button, and it just tells you to serve this hot. Look at that. Just look at the mash. Look at the mash. This is so amazing. Look at the mash. It makes the best mashed potato you've got. Honestly, makes the best mash. For those who actually like mash, when you see a very nice mash, you know it. This is really scrumptious. Beautiful. Beautifully made. Nice and fluffy. How else can you get a mash? Nice and fluffy. There. And you can get all your mash out. That's another benefit of the Thermomix. You get everything out. You get everything out. So let's get a knife and take this off. Yeah, this is brilliant. So with all this now, there you go. That's the mash and the veg. I'm now going to bring out from the oven our chicken. And there we go. There we go. How is that? Just look at that. Just look at that. In fact, this is so nice that I don't think I can just do justice to this. Let me have someone from my household to actually taste this and tell you how nice it is. So please just taste this for us and honestly give your virtue on this.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to have the verdict now. I've always tasted it myself. Now I've got someone to taste this.
Wow.
What do you think?
Very, very smashing, delicious.
Good. Thank you. How do you find the chicken?
Very succulent.
Good. It's well cooked. And the taste of the
Well
sauce?
spiced.
And the mashed potato.
Very, very nice.
Good.
I'm tucking in.
Good. Thank you very much for watching. So, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like my video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your time and catch up with you soon. Wow. There's more coming with the Thermomix. This is an amazing tool. Bye for now.